We do want to welcome into the conversation someone who attended the rally today there in Butler, Pennsylvania, and they're joining me right now, Brooks Anderson, via Zoom. Brooks, thanks for being with us here. I know I can't imagine the day you have been through. If you could, though, just describe what you saw and what you heard. From my understanding, you drove pretty far to get to the rally today. Where were you coming from?
Well, thank you for having me. And I just want to extend my deepest condolences to the family that lost their loved one today. It is a tremendous reminder of how fragile life is, especially when the event that you're trying to attend is supposed to be uplifting and positive and patriotic. And I just can't imagine going through what he went through.
Yeah.
Um, our experience was probably not unlike anybody else who attended. We were seated or standing about 100 yards away from the stage on the front right corner, more or less, of the media stage that they put in the middle of the field. So we had a good vantage point, a very good view of the entire day, and it was hot. You can see I'm sunburned from the day, and I had my wife, my daughter was there, and we just wanted to enjoy the afternoon and see what a Trump rally was all about. We had never been to one, and about 10 minutes through his remarks, shots rang out. There were definitely when you hear gunshots in that capacity, it just doesn't register immediately that those are gunshots because they're very high pitched. They're more like firecrackers. And after a couple of them rang out, the whole crowd started to get down on the ground. And so we followed suit, and we really knew what was going on. It wasn't until about 15 seconds later that we heard a bunch of screams that we really knew that this was a serious issue, and that it was more likely an assassination attempt. And as it turned out, that's what it was.
Yeah, Brooks, I wanted to ask, in the immediate moment, I mean, did you think to run or just to crouch and wait it out? And how many shots did you hear? Could you even make sense of that in the moment, or was it too chaotic?
Well, yeah, running was out of the question because we were packed in. It was a pretty tight perimeter where we were. We were sort of on the kind of the second tier of people right outside of the chairs. So there were a bunch of seats in front of us, people seated, and behind us there was more like a metal gate or a fence area that we couldn't get around. So the only thing we could do is crouch down.
Yeah.
And so I covered my wife and my daughter with my body and tried to make room for other people who are doing the same. And once it was more or less looking like the coast was clear, people started standing. We saw Trump get up, saw him raise his fist in the air, that iconic image that's burned in everyone's sight right now. We saw it live, and we were close enough. Yeah, right there. We saw his, the right side of his face bleeding, and we knew at that point that he probably had gotten shot.
Brooks, I wanted to ask too. I mean, did you encounter any law enforcement? Did you talk to any law enforcement? And how long did it take for you guys to get out of the venue and get to your car? I mean, was there a delay there, or were you kind of hunkered down for how long?
Things moved pretty quickly after that, maybe 5 minutes of just staying in place. And then once people started, I think the general idea was, hey, everybody's got to clear this area. A few people were moving towards the stage, I think, out of curiosity and out of just fear or whatever, maybe thinking that they could do something. But for the most part, people moved away as far away as possible because nobody knew what else was going on. Was there more than one dangerous more than one dangerous person in that crowd? So
Brooks, did you
probably
go ahead?
So it took us about 10, 15 minutes to get to our car.
Okay. Did you talk to anyone else around you? Any other rally attendees? Was there a moment of kind of you're all in this together?
Hmm. Yeah, everybody, lots of praying, lots of worries, lots of tears, because there was we couldn't have we didn't have any idea what was going on other than what we witnessed. So we didn't have any outside news until we got to our car.
Okay.
So we spoke to a bunch of people. We stopped every once in a while to listen to somebody else's broadcast out of their speaker. But it really wasn't until we got to our car to figure out that if the president wasn't even alive. So,
Oh, so you left the rally not knowing if the president had made it?
well, we had seen him walk out, but with all the blood on the side of his face, who knew? I mean, we had no idea. So.
Yeah. How are your wife and daughter doing? I mean, how are you doing after this?
I'm fine, thank you. Just like I said, a little bit of sunburn. It's going to take a while to process the whole thing because, like everybody else, we just went down there to enjoy the afternoon, enjoy the patriotism, and hear what President Trump had to say, and it came back with a much different result. And thanking God that we are all right, and wishing that everybody was as
All right.
well.
All right, Brooks Anderson, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for your time and for recounting what you heard, what you saw. Any final thoughts you want to leave with our audience? You know, it's an election year. The RNC starts Monday. This
Hmm.
is a really scary, uncertain time for the country in the wake of something like this. If you could,
Certainly.
what's your message to some of our viewers watching?
Well, I don't know what the message ought to be, but my message that we tell our daughter all the time, we tell friends and family, is that we do have to enter into any kind of political situation with a clean heart, and hopefully understanding that that there is another side to every issue,
Right.
and maybe calm the rhetoric down a little bit so that we're not going to end up being so divisive that this is going to be commonplace.
Yeah.
This is not the world that I want to raise my daughter in.
All right. Brooks, thanks so much for your time. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you very much.